always said Kyle was a hurricane. He wasn't happy unless the entire house was chaos. April of 2005, he wasn't interacting with anybody. My mom came home and said, have you ever thought about autism? Went online, did some research, started looking at the criteria, and went down the checklist and went, yep, 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 yep.
Does it go on that one?
When I talked to the pediatrician, he looked at me, he said, well, he can't be autistic. He smiled at me.
And zip it up.
In September of '05, we finally got a diagnosis of pervasive developmental disorder on the autism spectrum.
You know a lot about elephants.
If we don't have identification, we can't get resources for that child. It helps with parents for them to begin understanding their child, to begin to become an advocate for their child, and the child can benefit from the educational services that a kid gets.
What do you think, Kyle? Frog leap? You want to do frog leaps?
The family training, the education that he's had, I think that built all that foundation for him, which enabled him to be successful in a typical elementary classroom.
There you go. Good job, Kyle.
It's just been an amazing transformation the past 5 years. It is so important, I think, for kids that have autism to have early intervention. I think it has been key with Kyle. I think he has made a lot of progress because of it.
What kind of ice cream do you like?
He really, really wants to do well, and that comes through with anything that he does.
At Easter Seals, I mean, it's providing all that Kyle needed to help Kyle to develop the skills he needed, his family's developed the skills he needed, so that he was a typically developing child.
My family is a good family because they help out when other people in the family need help.
They've always been very involved in his education, and I think when you involve the parents, then you have children that are really getting therapy 24 hours a day, and that's what really makes a huge difference in their progress.
Kyle I first heard about through our own scholarship program. Kyle's name was there, his family needed the help, and I knew that when it came to autism, the earlier the service came, the better the results.
Right train.
It was very hard. When we first found out he was autistic, I was kind of concerned that, okay, I'm not going to get to do a lot of things that I did with my dad.
Is that a seal?
We just had a wonderful play therapist through Easter Seals, and she came out every month and just taught me how to interact with him, taught me ways to dig deeper in our play.
There you go.
Part of the reason he's come as far as he has is because of the hard work that they've put in, but augmenting that with what they do at school and what his mom and I do with him, it has made a big difference in his life.
What I'm trying to do with autism in Easter Seal, Southeast Wisconsin, is to help people to be part of our whole community.
One of our last sessions, it was one of my favorite, we actually had him outside, and there was bushes with a bunch of the neighbor kids, and they all grabbed sticks and rocks, and they called themselves the Bush Band.
Early intervention changes the lives for kids. What I see in my classroom, I see happier kids, I see well-adjusted kids, kids with friends, kids who can function, kids who can sit in a classroom and you can't pick them out.